This conference will now be recorded.
Okay. For any software. So, for example, if you are learning Java, so first, what is your understanding? What do you think about it? You want to go for Java. You want to learn Java. Then what is your first thing? First, you will check your system requirements, and then you will concentrate on the software that needs to be installed. Am I right? So for Java, for God's grace, only one thing is there. Only JDK we will install. If we install JDK, we are very good for running Java applications, any kind of applications. Java JDK, any version is fine. Either lower version or higher version, Java will work. So coming to the any programming language, like definitely one software is required for installation, for practicing. In the same way, for learning tools, for learning tools. Why? Because as I said yesterday, MuleSoft is what? MuleSoft is a tool. Okay, MuleSoft is a tool. So if you go with any programming languages, directly you can write your Java program directly in Notepad++. Also, nobody will ask you. In Notepad++ also you can write it. You can run your program. So that means the software requirements is very less for any programming language, but for tools it is not the case. If you are saying like you are learning tool, we have to understand 2 points. One is design time, another is runtime. So what is design time, what is runtime? Does anybody has any knowledge on it? Anyone? What is design time, what is runtime? Does anybody have it? Yeah, anybody?
So the design time where exactly the platform where we do the development and the execution and the deployment kind of things we can handle on the runtime.
Yes. Yes, Pooja, you are perfectly correct. So, design time is something where we will be designing. In case of Java, definitely I have to tell everything from scratch. Why? Because few freshers are there. They will not understand if I go directly. So that is the reason I'm going every point, every pinpoint I will be explaining. Okay, the people who knows it, you have to bear with me. Why? Because we have to consider everyone, right? So that is the reason I'm very going from very basics to advanced. The training will be like this only. Okay, yeah. So tools means definitely there should be some design time, there should be some run time. So definitely any tool, if you take Sova, if you take IBM Sova, if you take EDA, if you take B2B, whatever, if you are learning tool means we have to understand design time, run time. Design time is a place where we will be designing the APIs. API. So what designing the API? In MuleSoft, frequently we will be using the term API. API means it is nothing but application programming interface. Application programming interface. Okay. So frequently we will use like we will be designing the APIs. In case of in case of any softwares like programming languages, we will say like, okay, I have to write a class, I have to write a class, I have to write a procedure, I have to write a function. In case of DB, we will say like functions I have to write, procedures I have to write, classes I have to write. .NET also like so some every programming language or every software is having its own terminology. In the same way, for MuleSoft also, we will be saying like always we have to create an API. Always we will be saying like application programming interface APIs. Okay. So for designing APIs, we need some platform. Definitely for creating it, for writing. I have a requirement now. Okay. I have a requirement. Source system is there. Okay. Source system, some source system. Let me take Amazon portal only. Okay. For Amazon, you are booking some product. Okay. You are booking some product. Let me take the example like you are purchasing a wallet. Okay. You are purchasing wallet. Okay. So for purchasing wallet, what you will do first, what is your prerequisite? First you have to create, you have to register, right? You have to first register, and then you have to provide your personal details, and then you have to give your address, and then you have to give your finance information in the sense whether you are going for credit card or debit card, or only like UPIs you want to go. So whatever is there, that thing definitely we have to fill these details, right? First we have to fill these details. Okay. And after filling these details, then you can, whatever, okay, you are searching for a wallet now, so your requirement is, okay, this comes under as prerequisite. Okay, this is prerequisite, that is fine, everybody will be doing that. Now after filling all these details, now you want to book some wallet or purse, whatever you want to purchase it, right? You want to purchase. Now you have added your order details to the cart. Till that time it is fine, and you have to check out, and you will be just creating a checkout, and you will be receiving a message or email like your order has been placed successfully, so and so date, so and then date your order will be reaching to you. That information normally either a Flipkart or Amazon or any shopping application, you will be getting this message to the end user. Am I right? Am I correct? Right? So does anybody has in between what is happening? So you're seeing front end, you're booking one item, but at the back end in between what is going to happen, do you know it? Does anybody has that idea, at least at higher level? So Neil, Arshita, does anyone have any idea, like what
No,
is,
Nitya. No, I
yeah,
don't
what
have
is
any
just,
idea.
yeah. So definitely just you are placing it and you are seeing the message and you are thinking like, okay, my order is going to come tomorrow or day after tomorrow. But if at all, if people are using MuleSoft, then how this application will be built? If at all, if any Mule APIs we are using in between for taking a order and for tracking information, if at all Mule is used means how the real-time scenario will be, that we have to understand. Okay, so let me come. See our details. We have registered with our personal detail. We have to register with personal details, address, and finance. So what is going to happen is like whenever you have added and whenever you have submitted, if at all, if I think like MuleSoft is using in between, then what happens is as soon as user places the request, that means after clicking a checkout. Okay, what happens is whatever the user has submitted the details. So here three things you have to remember. One is personal details, that is nothing but order information. Sorry, I have missed order information as well. So before address, order also, what order we have placed, that order information also it should be there, right? So order information. Okay, registration is fine. Your personal details, registration, everything is fine. But in the request which we have placed, it contains order information and it contains address information, right? And it contains finance information. So if at all, if I am using MuleSoft in between, then you know what is going to happen? As soon as user places the request, the requirement is like it has to go for WMS system for checking that whatever the order you have placed, whether that wallet or purse is available in the warehouse, in the particular warehouse, whether it is there or not, it has to check. If it is there, then only it will be proceeding for other details. Otherwise, you will be getting out of stock, right? So, and address is something like definitely TMS system. TMS system in the means transport management system. TMS system also plays a role. That means whatever, if order is there, then it has to deliver, right? Then that TMS system will be taking our address information and they will enable tracker, like where our package is. And finally, like finance also, it will be touch basing the finance system as well. So normally finance system, it could be like SAP. Nowadays they are using SAP or any other finance related system. Okay, so three systems. See, for us, we are simply placing our request, but at the back end, within span of seconds, it has to, whoever is developing this project, they have to see. Now I am saying like I will be using MuleSoft, but they might be using another MuleSoft tools as well, integration tools or normal programming languages they might use. Okay, whatever the Amazon application it is running, I'm not saying like it is completely like on MuleSoft only it was built. I'm not saying that. If at all, if I use MuleSoft in between, then how my project will be, that I will explain to you. Currently how they are doing, even I don't know, but normally whatever, whether they are going with any programming language or any middleware tool, definitely they have to touch base these three systems. One is warehouse system for checking the product, and secondly TMS checking the address and for tracking purpose, and thirdly finance system. After finance system only all this will come into the picture. So if at all, as soon as the user places the request, I assume the request is that single request is reaching to MuleSoft. Okay, now I understood what modules will be there. I understood. Okay, user has placed this. I have to touch base three systems. If at all, if I am using Mule, how I have to do that? That we have to understand. Okay, as soon as reaches the request, it reaches MuleSoft. So MuleSoft as a developers, what we have to do is, I will be creating one API, first API to touch base with. I will be writing this API in MuleSoft, and as soon as the request comes, that order information MuleSoft has to create one API, and through this API, it has to connect it to the WMS system, and it has to connect to the WMS system, and it has to check whether that particular item is there or not. So here, first API I have to create, and my second API is like, okay, after the product is found, second API I have to create in such a way that it has to touch base the transport system, and to the transport system, whatever the information that is required for transport system, that is nothing but our address details and everything, our pin code and everything, that I will be passing to this system through this second API. And in the third API, what I will do is like I will be touch basing. I will be touch basing the SAP system for connecting to my banking system. See, if I'm simply giving credit card information is not right, whether it is valid card or not, it has to check, right, and then it has to deduct. So who will be doing that? Definitely somebody should be there in between to connect to that system and to verify it. That is like nothing but third API. So for this requirement, for this real-time scenario, what is my thing? I have to create three APIs. So at higher level I am speaking. How to build those APIs, I will tell you. Why? Because we should know basics like for creating the APIs. But this is one real-time example where we can use MuleSoft that I am trying to explain you. Okay, so finally all the systems like coordinate with each other. It will first check WMS, and then goes to TMS, and then finally goes to banking, and finally MuleSoft API only will be giving you the message like your order has been placed and so and so. Your order has been placed, like that message. Even like the person who is sitting in the third API, that fellow only has to say, yes, your order has been placed successfully. Okay, your order has been placed successfully, and so date you will be getting that package. Okay, so this fellow will coordinate, like it will check, okay, if this is correct, it will go to this. If this is fine, then it will go to, finally this fellow will send this message to the user. So at the back end, For you, it is just a click. You are checking out. That's all. But at the back end, if at all, if we use MuleSoft, these very APIs we need to create. This is nothing but one project creation. Okay. So this is how a middleware is going to work between two systems. So Amazon UI, let me take like they have built that UI in like .NET, or the UI can be anything, right? The UI, whatever the UI now currently we are seeing, that UI page can be built on Java, can be built on .NET, can be built on SAML, can be built on any CRM system. It could be anything. But our thing, when the user clicks on checkout, our work starts. MuleSoft's work starts. It has to track that information, that single request. It has to take that single request. It has to segregate. It has to segregate the request to three systems, and it has to coordinate, and it has to bring back the message to the user. So this is one real-time case with MuleSoft. So for designing these APIs, we need to have one platform, right? I'm simply saying that there are information I have to pass it to WMS. Blindly, if I say that does not work, right? Somewhere I have to create that API. Okay, the place where we are going to create that API is nothing but design time. And in case of MuleSoft, the design time is Anypoint Studio. Anypoint Studio is the design time for design time. And that design time looks like this. And this is my design time. See, here is a location where I'm going to create all my APIs. If I see like if any conditions, if I want to create any APIs, this is how the API looks. Here I have to create one project. I have to create one flow. The look and feel of the studio is this one. Where you will get the studio, from where you have to download all that information I will give you, but just I am showcasing where we are going to create those APIs. See, I will see, this is the request. The designer will take the request. It will process the request. It is, I assume like this is WMS system. We will connect to the WMS system and we will send the required information to that system. And long story short, this is how the design time looks. Okay. Till here people are clear, or you guys are confusing?
No,
Tell
no.
me that, otherwise I cannot move forward.
Yeah,
Hmm?
it's clear. Clear.
It's clear for everyone. I'm not able to hear voice from others.
Yes, yes, Nitya.
It's clear, right? So please hold me, otherwise I will go on speaking only. Okay, if you are not understanding. So this is design time. These three APIs we will be creating. So if you are creating this design time in Anypoint Studio, my APIs will be with me only. With me only. That is not the case, right? The project means it has to run over the web. Okay, your Amazon app you have installed, you can open that app through your mobile phone. Okay, if not, if you does not have mobile phone, means what you will do, you will Google it. Even in the browser, the Amazon, that page is going to open for you. You will give your credentials and you will go ahead with your booking, right? In the same way, URL. So that URL, whatever the URL which we are getting, we are seeing that on web. It is just only a UI, right? After submitting, it has to reach to MuleSoft. It has to reach to MuleSoft. Remember that point. Note that point. It has to reach to MuleSoft through web. So any application, if we want to hit through web, means definitely it should be deployed somewhere on the server. That server is nothing but runtime. Okay, that server is nothing but runtime. In case of MuleSoft, we have cloud server. Okay, cloud server is there, which is managed by MuleSoft. So whatever the APIs here we are creating, those APIs we will be deploying it to cloud server. So many people has many questions, like why only cloud server is the only option. So many people will ask. No, we have, MuleSoft has given flexibility. If you guys want to deploy your APIs to our cloud server, yes, you can go ahead and deploy it. We will support for it. Otherwise, some people, some banking applications, what they will say is like, hey Baba, whatever the API we are creating, that API has some sensitive information, credit card information, finance information. We don't want our API to keep with you. Okay, to keep with you. We don't want. Why? Because this is completely managed by MuleSoft only, MuleSoft team. We don't have any control. Okay,
Nitya,
managed by Mules.
yeah.
Yes, please.
Can we use GitHub for this? Is it possible? I don't know.
No. GitHub is something different. Don't get
Okay.
confused. That is like for checking the code. Don't get confused. We will use Git, but not here. Okay. Whatever you are saying is like automation. For automation, we will use through Git. We will deploy it to the cloud server only. Finally, it goes to
Okay.
cloud server, but using Git.
Okay. Okay.
So that is different. We don't club that with this. Okay. So
Okay.
this is completely managed by MuleSoft team. So, but some clients, they are not okay with that. Why? Because keeping a sensitive information somewhere in MuleSoft, they don't want. What they will say is like, hey Baba, we use the MuleSoft concepts, we use the studio, we use everything, every other features, but server, we will not go with your server. Why? Because we have some security issues. Then in that case also MuleSoft has told, okay guys, no worries, you can deploy on on-premise server. You can deploy your application on on-premise server. What is on-premise server now? What is this? What is the server? That server is nothing but this server is our own server, client server. So client server in the sense he will be having his own server, but his own server name and everything. The server will be like, okay, I am developing. For example, client let me take like IBX is client. Okay, US client, US one US UX client is there, and that that client has given this project to one of our client, like one of our company like IBX. Let me assume I should not use MNC's names, so that is the reason some XYZ name I'm using. IBX to the IBX company they have given. So what this company will do, the company will have their own team, server team. So what these people will do, they will maintain, the IBX company team will maintain the server. So they have one system like 32 GB or whatever, 16 GB, whatever, that server, it will be like it will be under IBX control only. Okay, they will install that server. Whatever the APIs are there, they will those will be deployed to that server. But that server, why? Because as per MuleSoft norms, even though server is ours, we have what we have to do is like we have to register that server to the in the MuleSoft portal. Otherwise, the request will not be processed. So, what only server address and the server IP addresses, only that information we will be configuring in our MuleSoft. Just that will be added. But this is our own server. The IP address and everything. IP address is ours. Name of the server is ours. Everything is owned by IBX only. So the APIs which are deployed on their own servers, MuleSoft does not give that much support. They will say like, okay, whatever the server you are deploying, that is fine with us. You can deploy it, but you have to register with us. Why? Because while you need to get all the features of MuleSoft, right? For getting those features, definitely you have to register us. But that maintenance and everything, it is your headache. We are not going to touch that. If at all you are going with Cloud Hub server, we are the people who will be managing. But if you are going with on-premise server, it is completely register your thing and keep some admin from your end. Some server person should be there to monitor when it is down or up, or whether like in order to make. We will support like for issues. If you are if your server is not registered properly, then we will help you out to register. But if something happens to that server, it is completely your responsibility to take care. So even this kind of the requirements are also there in the market, still in the market, especially defense projects and especially finance projects. These people, they feel some inferior complexity and they will go with on-premise server only, even that option is available. Okay. So these two plays a major role in runtime. Okay, and apart from this, we have another server called Jetty server. Jetty server in the sense it is like we can unit test. This can be used only in unit testing purpose by developer. See, I am creating these three APIs. These three APIs, before deploying it to cloud or on-premise, whatever, before these two servers, first I have to unit test whether my API is working or not, right? Without unit testing, I directly will not go and I cannot deploy it to Cloud Hub. First, I have to unit test whatever the API I have created. Yes, it is working properly. It is reaching to the target system. The mapping, whatever I have done, it is correct. All the stuff, first we have to check internally. That internal checking, actually, one server they have provided for each and every project we will have. So that Jetty server in the Anypoint Studio itself, we can see. See, this is the server actually. So I can deploy. See, this is the server. See, this server, I can just right click it. I can run the project. Here it will deploy. I will unit test locally. I will check if every API is working properly or not. If I feel like everything is working fine, then only I will go and I will go ahead and I will deploy to cloud server so that it is available for UAT testing or production, whatever. Okay, so this is completely by developers will be using. This is not like it has no other use other than unit testing. That's all. We will test ourselves. That's all. Are you guys are clear? So for getting this runtime cloud server, we have a URL cloud Anypoint platform. Anypoint platform. In this Anypoint platform, we have to register. Okay, we have to register. So in the Anypoint platform, these servers are available. Long story short, whatever the servers are there, that A comma B, those are available. These servers are available in Anypoint platform. Remember one thing, Anypoint Studio is API. Anypoint platform is runtime. These two are different. Okay, most of the people will confuse. Are you guys clear with this part? Design time, runtime. Okay, runtime. So what is this Anypoint platform now? We have to understand. I'm saying like servers are available, that is fine. This Anypoint platform plays a very key role. Why? Because in Studio, only I'm going to create my APIs. Only creation, unit testing, fine. Fine in Anypoint Studio. Okay. After deploying, those things will be available in platform. In platform, we can check whether my API is up or not. Where I can see the logs. I can apply policies on my APIs. Policies in the sense the now Amazon user is clicking on button checkout. So before as soon as he keeps a checkout, MuleSoft itself can provide one security. After checkout also you have to provide some credentials, that is second layer credentials. After providing the credentials only it will go to your system. So that kind of security we can, even from MuleSoft stand we can provide it. So if at all if your project demands for applying such type of securities, that can be done only in platform. Okay, are you guys are clear on this? Are you guys clear?
Yes, yes.
Yes.
Yes. See, I am telling from very scratch. Okay, you have to, if you know also, you have to bear me. I have to keep everyone in mind. Okay. Okay. Now, Anypoint platform. Okay. Anypoint platform. If I click, say this is Anypoint platform. Go to Anypoint platform. Okay. See, this is a username. This is already I have an account. So I am 1 second. Already I have an account. So if I give credentials and sharing means what happens is like it will take a lot of time to log in. Only username password I am giving. So let me give. Okay. So as soon as I have given the credentials, if you observe, see, if you observe, See, this is Anypoint platform. This is Anypoint. How to create an account, everything I will tell you. So if you come down, here you could see Anypoint Studio. You have to download this. You have to click on download and you have to download this software for getting design time. See, this is Studio software is here itself. Okay, so that is one quick thing. And if you observe Anypoint platform, see, runtime manager is there. In the runtime manager, what all the applications I have deployed, you can see that applications, you can see that it's logs and everything. So developing API is one stand, and after deploying, what are the things we need to observe, those things will be there in Anypoint platform only. That is another thing. Okay, now if you see servers are there. As I said, different servers will be there, right? So if you want to create any your own server, you can create it. Your own user you want to create, you can create it. But definitely in the real time, this access you will not be given. Okay, you don't have that access. You will have only for deploying part, that's all. Okay, at architect levels, at organization level, the account will be given. Okay, as it is trial version, I'm creating whatever I can do it. But in the real time licensed version, we will not, definitely developers will not have all this access. They have only for deploying applications, that's all. That's also it is their wish to provide. So if at all, if I want to go this application, I have deployed this application, some XYZ application I have done. See the logs. I can observe the logs. I can see the logs. I can see the settings. So these are all the logs. I can see that. And these are settings. So what I have deployed, which version I have used, what is the worker size. So all this information will be contained in the platform only. That is what I'm trying to communicate. So that is all that information related to that API. Whatever you want to do, that API related stuff, logs and where it has deployed, and if you want to apply any security, all those stuffs will be available on Anypoint platform only. Okay, so that is about platform. So we have to now, if I want to design any API, I need this studio, right? That studio you have to, you will be getting here, right? As I shown that you have to download it, and you cannot, and there is some difference in terms of studios. Okay, actually initially what they have done is like they kept JDK as dependency. Definitely the people who are opening this, who are installing or opening this studio, they have to install JDK 1.8. Definitely it is 1.8 version. This software, definitely it is a prerequisite they have kept. Otherwise, this studio will not get opened. So this is for older versions. Older versions in the sense, almost like now current version of Anypoint Studio is whatever the studio now I could see, that studio is 7.15. So definitely everyone will have some version, right? The latest version is 7.15. So currently it is running, currently the design time is 7.15. But before 7.15 there are older versions, right? So between 7 to 7.4, 7 point almost 5. I did not remember particularly, but up to 7.5, they made this JDK as mandatory. So without installing JDK, we cannot install Studio. That was the criteria. But later on, they have removed that dependency. Now in the latest versions, especially after 10, 7.7, I could see that. After 7.10, they, even though if you have not installed JDK in your system, the studio without any hurdles, it will get opened. So why I am stressing this point? You may get doubt. Hey, why she is saying like this? Why these versions are specifically they are saying? If people want to check whether you are real time or not, first they will ask on which version you have worked, on which version you have created your APIs. So definitely you will be saying like 7.15 or 7.18, whatever the latest it is running. As you are learning at this moment, so you will say like 7.15 I have learned that. Then immediately what they will ask, like, if at all if your API was built on 7.3 or 7.2, will your without any JDK or without any Java, will you able to create your APIs? Okay, the persons who have this knowledge, they will answer this interview question. The persons who does not have the knowledge, they will blindly say yes, it will work. Immediately, the persons who are interviewing, they will identify you are not a real-time fellow. Okay, that much story is there. So that is the reason I'm stressing. Why? Because if I am the interviewer, I will ask it. Definitely, I will ask. Okay, fine. So later version after 7.9, those people have removed the dependency, and if you download just Anypoint Studio, that is fair enough. Okay, that is fair enough, and it will be, that is fine, and you can open your Anypoint Studio without hurdles, and you can do your API designing. Okay, are you guys are clear? Are you guys are clear on this part?
Yeah.
Yes. So now coming to migration. So how the Anypoint Studio behaves in case of migration projects. Migration in the sense, see, you are working with what you are doing. You are working with middleware. Middleware always don't expect like you are starting. Your project will be brand new development project. Don't assume that. If it is development project, it is really, if you are falling on that, in that lab, it is very, you are lucky enough, like you will be directly deployed to development, and directly you will be working APS everything from scratch, that is 7.15. But think about the projects which they want to migrate. So mule 4 is the latest version. Mule 3 is also there. Mule 3 is also there. Mule 3 almost like 10 years back, people has 10 years back, people has created some APIs in Mule 3. Now they want to remove that Mule 3 and everything, they want to migrate it to Mule 4. That is the requirement. They want to migrate Mule 3 application to Mule 4. So whenever you are applying for whenever you are applying, you have to check whether they are asked whether you are applying for Mule 3 or Mule 4. Now only you are learning, you can bluntly say like you have Mule 4 knowledge, you don't have any Mule 3. You can say that. But unfortunately, sometimes we will be falling on migration projects. So in the migration projects, definitely in other tools, what happens is like if anything was built on lower version, if I am opening that in higher version, means automatically it will migrate. Automatically it will update. Automatically the APIs will get upgraded. Only few fixes we need to perform. But unfortunately, from when we are moving from 3 to 4, here actually Mule 3 applications was built on Anypoint 6, Anypoint Studio 6. Okay, and Mule 4 is Anypoint Studio 7. Okay, 7. So direct to migration, even though if you open in Studio 7, whatever the projects that was built on 6, even though if you open, only 40% will get migrated, but remaining 60% we have to fix. And that fixing is also some complicated. You have to open your project in 6, and whatever the logics it is missing in 7, you have to understand it. You have to implement manually. You have to write the code, you have to understand the code of Mule 3, and you have to write that 60% code in Mule 4. So two types of projects. One is completely development, completely migration, and something like support projects also you will be following. So when you are applying and when your interviewer is taking any interview, based on your requirement, you have to be very clear whether it is a brand new project or it is a migration project or it is a support. B and C you guys can work. B and C guys can work it, but even A, B, C, among A, B, C, you can go for A and C. Why? Because now only you are learning MuleSoft, right? Mule 3 understanding it becomes difficult. So you are for your track, A and C is a good option. If at all migration is there, you will get that knowledge, but you have to work hard. You have to work hard bit more. Okay. So that variation is there. Anypoint Studio 6, Anypoint not. Some interviewers will ask, have you worked on? You will say like, you can Mule 4 I have worked and Mule 4 you have worked. You will never say the version. 7 point definitely. Directly you will say, hey, we worked in Mule 4. But indirectly, if at all, if any one single point if you found in your resume on 6 or Mule 3, definitely the questions will fall on Studio 6. So be careful while creating your resumes. Okay. So that is the difference between Studio 6 and Studio 7. And in Studio 6, JDK is it's must. Definitely without JDK it will not work. Whatever the child version is, 6.10 or 6.12 or 6.8, whatever, it will not work without JDK. And mean for up to 7.10, it is like here and there, but after 10 they have completely removed the dependency, and without that also we are going to work on it. Okay. So this studio we will get from platform, that we understood it, right? So now how many types of platforms are there? Anypoint platforms. See, I am saying two versions are there here. We are going with trial version. Why? Because licensed version in the training session we cannot buy, right? Enterprise edition. Okay. Enterprise edition. Two editions it will be there. One is trial and one is trial. Anybody can create, like you, me, anyone can create it, and its validity is 30 days. Okay. Its validity is like 30 days, and later on what you can create one more account with one more user id, one more another with another user id. Again you can create with one more account, and you can go ahead and you can practice it any number of times. You can create your account with your new unique id should be, user id should be unique id. Okay. You can create that account, you can use it. But enterprise edition, what is enterprise edition? Enterprise edition is not like that. Here anyone can create it, but enterprise edition is something at organization level. We have to buy the product, organization level. If my company is IBX, so what the IBX will do, IBX will buy this product. So after buying this product, they will give one user account for IBX. Okay. IBX is our company name, remember that. IBX, they will give one account, and that under that account, with that account only we have to deploy our applications. Now the question raises, why? Because here only IBX is given the access. IBX is a big company, and in IBX, if I assume four different mule projects are working, then how will be the case? Four different projects itself working, right? So the account will be one account, IBX account will be get, and IBX admin will have the person who has given that access. IBX can create four internal accounts. So four internal accounts. One account is for one project, second account is for second project, third account is for third project, fourth account is for fourth project. So internally IBX can create any number of accounts, and they will be giving that account details to that particular project. Think broad. Think broad. Why I'm saying this sentence is, see, we are individuals. We can create our own user ID with our own Gmail account. But think broad if it is at company level. If they are giving at company level, if 10 projects, different projects are running, like with one account, everybody cannot access, right? So they will be creating 10 different accounts for each project. They will give the access, and we will use the Anypoint platform on an overall, whatever the price, license price, like that license price, like at organization level, IBX will be playing. See, they will not think about how many projects we have. IBX will take care of it. Our company will buy from them, and if at all, if you are using any extra resources, any extra resources, if we are using that, for that extra resources also our company will be paying to them. Are you guys are clear? Yeah, am I confusing, or I'm going a little very depth? I'm not understanding.
We are good. We are good.
Yes. So this is how at our account should be, our runtime should be. So each 4 different accounts, then definitely we'll get a doubt. So for IBX is a root person, admin person. He is creating 4 projects are there for 4 accounts, 4 IDs again he has created. Again, in each project again the users will be there, right? Developers. We are the developers. In project 1, 4 people are working. Project 2, 10 people are working. Project 3, 5 people are working. Project 4 again, like 10 people are working. Why? Because we have to deploy our APIs. Definitely, even we should have that account. Why? Because whatever the API I am developing as a developers, we need access. Who will be giving it? That project account. Whoever the IBX is giving 4 projects architects to other architects, they will give. Those architects will create our users. They will create users under their account. So like that it will work. That is the reason I'm saying users will not have, whoever developers or users, they will not have direct access to change anything. Why? Because it is the account is at organization level. We cannot change, developer cannot have that much access to change ourselves. So whatever the trial account we have created till now, the trial account, that is fine. That is okay. We can, that is okay. Like it is our wish, our Gmail account, any number of times we can create as it is trial. But with enterprise, all the things will not be there. I'm making clear on that part. Okay. So this is about design time and runtime. Okay. So how to register to the trial account? Okay. How to download and how we can start off our APIs. I will be explaining in the next class, that is on Monday. The classes will run. Daily classes will be there, 8:30 to 9:30. Okay. Now you tell me any doubts, any clarifications. So people who are absent yesterday, absent in the sense not absent, the new joiners, 100 feet above I have given. Please, I will ensure that video will reaching to you. You please go through it. If you have any queries or doubts or anything, I will explain you separately. Okay? Don't worry on that. Try to concentrate today. You have understood something or not?
Uh, Nitya, hello.
Yes, please. Yeah, Raman.
Uh, if the organization I'm working want to buy the enterprise edition, how do I
Hmm.
recommend them, and what will be the costings like for a small organization?
For a small organization, if you are buying it, definitely that project, whatever the project you are having, definitely see, if you are buying, you are going with a licensed version, means there should be some project, right? There should be.
Yes. Yeah.
Definitely that proposal you have to satisfy with your management first. Okay. Okay, with your management, first you have to make them satisfy by explaining, see, for this project, for this requirement, these many REST APIs are required. For this, Microsoft is the best option. Okay, then the organization will keep a proposal like they want to buy this product.
Okay.
Okay, so you have to satisfy, na? You have to first you have to satisfy your management itself. Then you have to think about like clients. See, if you are going and you are buying a license, for MuleSoft, that is nothing. They will just take your pennies and they will give the account. That is not a problem. But for buying it, you have to satisfy your organization first. What is the project? What is its needs, requirements? Where MuleSoft is going to sit? That case study you have to submit.
To whom? To the
Management. Definitely sales people will be there, na?
yeah.
Sales
Actually,
people or
management is the one asked. It's an integration project between
hmm.
Salesforce and external systems.
Hmm.
So that's why I'm asking.
Yeah, that is the reason. First, you have to, your project requirement, definitely sales people will be bringing some requirements for you guys, right? Then you will be creating some case study on that project requirements and everything. Modules, you have to decide, and which technology it fits. That is, it is our responsibility to satisfy, right?
Yeah, yeah.
After satisfying that, you can recommend your management like for that product is required.
Okay. So
Stakeholders, you have to bring all the stakeholders. Here stakeholders means nothing but client
right.
requirements.
Sure.
right?
Yeah, yeah.
I hope I answered your question.
Yeah, very much. Yes, I'll also do some research as well. But thank you. It's a cleared mind.
Yes. Okay. Anyhow, coming to my experience, I think yesterday people who has joined to them I have given my introduction, but the new join is today. I am giving my introduction. So I have 15 years of experience. My total experience is towards integration. I extensively worked with the TIPCO, EDI, MuleSoft, SOVA, Oracle products, everything like extensive work B2B, but everything is towards integration. I don't know anything about programming language. I just know when I was fresher, I just know Java. That's all. Python on upper part I know. Okay.
Okay.
So that is the reason I have a very good grip, and currently I'm working as an architect, and it like almost 3 to 4 projects I'm handling. So training is something like I should say like passion. Why? Because I am into different technologies. I don't want to I don't want to forget technically. So that is the reason I keep on like at least 1 hour I will spend on like explaining my experience to students so that it will help for them.
Yeah, that's one way to learn more, right?
Yes, yes, that's true. That is the reason I have only one schedule 8:30 to 9:30. Only one slot I will be giving. No other slots are available
Yeah, but Nitya,
for me, for at least from me.
yeah, Nitya, very clear. The layman can understand from the scratch. So thank you. I'm glad I am signed up for this.
Yeah. Thank you. So during the training process, I will be explaining what all the hurdles every connector when I am connecting, when I am using every connector, when I am using and when I am explaining you, and for that connector level, what all the issues we have faced. That kind of information also I will give you so that it will be helpful for your improvement as well. At least for your awareness, you will be getting it. Okay.
Sure.
Okay. Okay, guys. Thank you, everyone. And from Monday, like, don't miss the classes. Why? Because we are going to start our new API creation as well, along with the account creation. Okay.
Sure.
So,
Sure.
yeah, these 2 days, just you can one day tomorrow you can warm up, and from Monday the classes will be from 8:30 to 9:30, 1 hour.
Nitya, you said
If I
you will share the videos from yesterday. How do I get that?
Definitely, I will tell you. The people who are joined from Mohansh Technologies, they will be having it. But from Online IT Guru, and Navya will be sharing with you. At least for this one video, they will be sharing, and later on, everything will be taken control by like your training videos and everything will be shared to your
All
Gmail
right.
ID directly by
Thank
Mohansh.
you.
Okay. Only demo session you missed, so that is the reason we have to make sure it will be reaching to you. Okay.
Sure. Thank you.
Okay. Okay, guys. Chalo.
Bye
Thank
bye.
you.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot.
Bye bye.
Bye.